TIL, Sean. 9-base Zerg cannot beat 3-base Terran.
Only if it's Polt, though. And I didn't realize how rare that was.
Crazy. Crazy game.
I'm Day 9.
I'm DJ Wheat. Metalopolis is going to be our second map. The players are ready, and we are going to be starting this one very shortly. Polt already taking that 1-game advantage. And remember how important this matchup is, because only the winner can actually make it onto the championship pools.
Yes.
The loser, of course, will have to fight their way through the lower bracket all the way through to the championship bracket on Saturday and Sunday.
And again, if you go to the lowers, it means that there is about 20 best-of-3s between you and the finals.
Get ready for it.
You don't have to just be good. You have to have the mental endurance of a god.
Yes, you do. And here we go, map 2. If we see anything even remotely close to that last game, I will be a happy camper finishing off this final day, the final match of the day 1. Thanks for coming out today here for the Winter Championship. You guys have been a blast all day, and I cannot wait to see what day 2 and 3 has in store for us. Let's take it back to this game.
In the bottom corner, the man who pulled off the most unthinkable win in the bottom. From Korea and TSL, it is Polt.
And here in the west position, as the blue Zerg down 1 game, give them your support if you want to see this go to game 3. It is MileniumStephano.
And one thing I admire so much about Stephano is he has just the right mix of respect and disrespect for play. And when you hear disrespect, you ordinarily think, oh, is he trying to be insulting or anything like that? No, he just says, it's just a Terran. I'm more than capable of crushing that. The best Korean Protoss in the world, not a problem. In fact, my race is the best race in StarCraft 2. It's that kind of disrespect where you are convinced that you can win in any spot that lets Stephano perform so brilliantly. But at the same time, you heard him before the match, he was just saying, I'm excited to play Polt. We always play great matches. And what an incredible delivery it's been so far.
Yeah, they definitely didn't undersell themselves as far as that was concerned. Drone coming over to scout, and he will see that the Overlord will also see that the gas has gone down, so he gets at least somewhat of an idea on exactly what Polt will do here to start things off. Of course, we've got Stephano going with that fast expand here, just harassing some of these gas SCVs. They're getting a little annoyed right now, and no one's coming to his aid. Finally, someone comes, he hears the cry of the drones, and that drone will be blocked in forever.
Now, as we were talking about, I believe in Rhett versus Huck earlier on Gameplay Stream 1, I believe that these close by air positions on Metalopolis are also the closest by ground position of any map in the entire map pool, with except maybe Entombed Valley, but even then I'm still not so sure.
Yeah, that's right. During that 3-minute game, we did discuss that, Sean. You're right. You're right. If you didn't see the game, you might not get the joke, but oh my gosh, it was quite an interesting matchup. Gas steal over here. Marine's going to take care of that, and we're going to have the barracks lifting off to build itself a reactor so that he can get some of these dual flame two-port Hellions out.
And you know, I actually think this is a smart play by Stephano. I mean, what have we been saying about those Marines? You always try to put on a little bit of pressure building a bunker. What Stephano's doing is saying, great, I'll build the extractor here, and those 2 Marines, rather than putting bunker pressure on me, I know that they're at home, so I know I'm fairly safe. And ooh, a nice little cancel and run. He's going to hide in the shadows.
They will find him eventually. We will hunt you down and we will kill you. There it is, Liam Neeson, both those Marines right there. And now moving on over, we've got speed started on the pool. We've got, of course, the second queen come out. And look at, here's a difference in Stephano's play as this is a little bit more tight. He does throw down this spine crawler, anticipating and knowing that the initial 2 Hellions are going to be on their way very shortly. A couple Marines, they're not going to go all the way with them. They might accompany them. But we have the CC going down. I mean, really, Polt staying on exactly what he did in the previous game. The only modification that we've seen from Stephano is that spine crawler going down right away.
And I think that Stephano is the only player I think I've ever seen pretty much never go all in. I've never seen him in a position where he starts building Lings and Roaches and he says, well, I guess I got to keep building Lings and Roaches. I mean, I'm all in at this point. I've never seen him do that. And here, in these close by ground positions, it's so tempting to maybe rush in with Bane, Lings, and Roaches and try to go for a fast one, but it looks like Stephano will not be doing that.
Yeah, and look at the burrow on that spine crawler. Just a few seconds later, had it been down there before, he might have gotten a couple of chops off on those Hellions. Hellion's just hungry for even a single Zergling kill, but here come two more. This is where the damage can really begin.
Looks like we see those Hellions trying to swing around, find a vulnerability, but oh no, metabolic boost getting very close to finishing. Stephano has still hesitated on adding on more Zerglings. Again, that is the hallmark of confident play. I have just enough. As we go ahead and check out the Xperia smartphone poll results, we see that a lot of people are voting for Stephano. 77% for him, 29% for Polt, but I think a lot of people want to change those votes after last game.
They might have to, but obviously showing that Stephano has a ton of support. Here we go, because unlike Polt and some of the other Terrans, we see that we'll just go with 4 Hellions and call it a day. We see 6 coming out, and that's where the Hellion production will cease here for Polt. Of course, 6 Hellions can do a ridiculous amount of damage, and suddenly it makes the amount of Lings you need obviously much, much higher, and a little bit harder for surround as well. Now, we have the Roaches that are going to be popping out very soon. We got double Evo Chambers going down, and again, big difference between this game and last game is Stephano had to build fewer attacking units. However, Polt actually had 8 Hellions, I think, at the beginning, so you know, he's had to build less there.
I'm impressed by this crazy fast stim that Polt is getting. I mean, players like Empire Koss have been known to add a bunch of barracks on and do a combo marine tank push right now, but Polt is actually instead trying to just get stim and combat shield quickly from a single tech lab. And as we see him doing the swapping around of all the add-ons, he is in fact going for a marine-focused play. No doubt in my mind that combat shield is the next thing that will be researched with that extra little bit of gas.
Yeah, and the upgrades have begun. This time we're going to see Stephano go a little bit quicker. 2 Evo Chambers as he's getting his +1 melee and his carapace at the exact same time. Roaches will, at least one Roach is roasted at the Xel'Naga Tower. He'll go back and take vision. And inside of Polt's base, as you were mentioning, a lot of tech swapping going on. And there the combat shield starts as stim completes. So he'll be having himself a nice little powerful stim army and these 2 medevacs. Wonder if he is going to go for any sort of drop play. Actually, possibly reinforce that third, get another command center up. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh my, I'm starting to get a little bit nervous for Stephano, DJ. As we go to the Stephano cam, you'll see that he has excellent vision coverage except for a little tiny slit in between the 2 expansions, or in between the 2 mains, and that could very well be the next upcoming push route for TSLPolt, or will he just do a big shove into the main base? Right now, Polt is the one pushing forward.
Oh, he's going to catch an Overlord. Pop, that will supply block Stephano. There's the scan. In comes the army for Stephano, and that will force these units back. He's going to lift up, take it into the main, and now he will force these forces to now separate themselves. Here comes some Roaches. Oh, no! An aerial surround on both the high ground and the low ground, and MileniumStephano will go ahead and deflect that.
I like the way you stayed that weak. Don't worry, I'm going to surround the air units with my Roaches. It'll be fine. Only Stephano would think this way. It's so imbalanced that you can surround flying units with things that can't shoot up. But he still manages to do it very successfully in the top left corner, the third, popping up 14 drones popping out. He's now at 57. Soon enough, he will surge to 57 plus 14, which is 70. It's big. 71. Thank you, Marcus.
Yeah, no problem. And of course, the lair is done, and he's also getting his infestation pit. Certainly going. Oh, and he did start his roach speed well before the infestation pit went down. He's now starting the pathogen glands right there. So just some small tweaks. Oh, and there was that little spot you were talking about. But look at how quick Stephano is to react. He does get his links in there, but not all the units are out. He picks everything up, and gets out of there no problem.
That Marauder was a little worried for a second. Hey. Okay. Light him up. Looks like Stephano continues to have that nice lockdown on the map vision. He sees that there are those Hellions, and it's little moves that, like what Stephano just did. He spotted the Hellions and then ran the Zergling a few inches away from that one watchtower. And again, he answers the Hellions with some excellently placed ground units.
Yeah, I mean, it's just those small reads, the covering. And here we go, another drop inside the main. another pickup, although there were a few units that were taken out there. Pathogen glands finishing, which means the first infestors are on their way. We got Hive coming, the first Spires going down.
Jeez.
We'll see a second Spire as well, and this all is happening right around the 12-minute and 45-second mark, so incredibly quick there on that. He's left some units to make sure the drop didn't happen, and look at that. Polt is going to be taking his third.
87 drones right now for Stephano, a staggering amount considering the position he's in. Hive rushing, mass expanding, mass droning, and still covering against all possible threats. I mean, honestly, if you just think in simple, broad terms, Polt could be doing one of two possible things: going for a third, which would delay that push tremendously, or going for a two-base play. As Stephano has spotted that third base, this is why Stephano is building yet more drones. Jeez. Wow. 81 drones, adding on 12 more, which you'll note 100% of the time is 93.
Yes.
So that's going to give him a lot of drones, and now adding on a bunch of spores and spines in the main, continuing to leave some ling roaches in the backside there. But we also see that there's really not that many upgrades for Polt right now. He's at 1-0, and look at that. Stephano just hit 2-2 upgrades. The Hive is done. Wow,
started his greater
so
Spire
fast.
Yeah, adrenal glands as Burrow's about to finish. His +3 ground carapace is going out and a +3 melee. He's already starting to get his first corruptors, and he basically said, well, you know, what can I do versus Polt that I didn't do in the last game? Well, how about I do everything faster? And a lot of it came down to that initial defense from the Hellions.
Oh, wow.
Oh, here we go. Roach is moving
and
out.
The answers. Oh, Stephano looks like a single hole's been found in the armor, but no. More of those roaches are there to greet, and so many Hellions fall so swiftly, and only 2 Hellions remain, and no, it looks like, how much will they kill? Will they kill even a single drone?
Nope, he just gave all of those up. One last Hellion.
Wow.
There he goes.
In the meantime, Stephano burrowed laying at the right.
Yep, and he's not going to be able to do anything as far as that's turned down. We do have Stephano on the move now. He's really covering the entire map with creep. We do see a couple macro hatches up. He's also taken a 4th, and a potential 5th is being built right now. Sensor tower did go down for Polt, and that will hopefully help him defend that third base a little bit better. He is going to continue to not only creep, but then also Zergling Burrow. Here we go.
Oh, the push timing, nearly impeccable. 100 drones almost for Stephano. He needs to begin making some spores and spines, burn that food, free it up. Or does he just want to get into the crazy macro control mode? A big drop coming into the main. Does Stephano see it? It looks like no, he does not. A perfectly timed push by the Korean player. Oh! 4 siege tanks fall in a blitz of motion.
No, but he's not ready for this. In fact, they're going to immediately go. Actually, he does have a bunch of spine crawlers in the back, but here come the lings. If those spine crawlers weren't there, oh, the infestation pit! It's going to get targeted. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my! 13 hit points remaining.
Oh wow! That infestation pit now has a full-time target on its head. Another attack from Polt on the right side of the map. Stephano answers it with ease, throwing down a wall of spine crawlers. The Marines try to do their best, but with only 1-1 upgrades, they are obliterated in seconds, and there we see the 3-3 incoming for Stephano as he builds another infestation pit just in case.
Ultralisk Cavern going down. Yeah, just in case. I think that's a smart move, though. But here we have a double drop going up here to the north base. And look at that instant reaction from Stephano. The lings are there already. He's not going to just throw them in there quite yet. He's going to let this stem forward, and then he's going to attack it. And there it is. Is he going to have the Corruptors on hand to also take them out? No. In fact, we do have a couple Infestors, but they're not even there in the battle either.
Oh, no. The drop on the main. Domination by Stephano. The trio, the 3 Musketeer, infested Terrans, land, and will clean up the medevacs with ease. At the same time, see you later, medevacs in the top right.
Wow.
Another snag.
He is crushing it right here. He continues to chain those fungals. Do not let those medevacs leave. However, here comes another push. He's coming forward with his tanks and a small group of Marines. And the Broodlords are right there. They have no protection at all. He's got to get these units in. 1 Broodlord goes down. A second one, a third one being targeted right now. And it goes down. And suddenly the Broodlord count has dropped to 3.
Down from 7, a staggering plummet of that count. Now Polt having a largely mech army. It looks like it's going to be Corruptors and Broodlords versus Pure Metal. The retreat. Oh!
And
Here
there's
comes the wraparound. See you later, tank army. Polt forces crumble in the might of this insane macro style. More units pouring out, 7 Corruptors on site. No Vikings on the map, just Thors, Marines, and a rapidly dwindling Terran force.
Yeah, and even though we got 12 Marines and 3 Thors at any given time, this force is getting larger and larger. Now going to attack this space inside the middle. He's got a fairly good army right now. He's got plenty of energy on the Infestors, and really he has pushed this to the front door of Polt. However, we saw him in a great position in the last game, and Polt did some kind of crazy black magic and pulled out a win. Let's see if he can do it again. Don't think so.
Stephano is not going to give his opponent any break. Oh, the medevac that was somewhat full will soon go down. Infested Terrans on the high ground.
GG.
A good game. The series has been tied up. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Stephano doing literally the same style 2 games in a row, but saying, I think this game I just kind of want to win. And he got his hive up 2 minutes earlier, 3-3 done when Polt was 1-1. I mean, that's unheard of. Had more drones, more bases, better tech, blocked all harassment, didn't die to drops. He made that matchup look effortless.
He really did. And, you know, I mean, like, you think about some of the key moments is we had the split medevacs, 2 medevacs in the north, 2 medevacs in the west. He handled it nicely.
Wow.
He chained the fungals. He got the units to be forced to be jettisoned out, and he took them out anyway. I mean, so much damage was not done in those exchanges that it almost forced Polt to push. And then there's nothing better. There's nothing better for a Zerg player when you've got a bunch of Broodlords that are just like, they just want to get in the battle so bad, Sean. And then all of a sudden you see the tanks on siege and you're like,
oh, it's go time.
Now's the time.
Oh my gosh, that's like when you're a kid and you just hear the faint ringing bell of the ice cream truck.
Yes.
A legit ice cream truck. And I mean, that is...
The Ding Dong Man.
Yeah, oh my God.
Yes, all right, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Game 3, who will win it? Will it be Polt? Will it be Stephano? We'll find out after this. I'm DJ Wheat.
I'm Day 9, and it's a best of 1 after this.